Hey everyone, take two. Happy Monday. Hope all is well. We'll see how well this goes with the Mercury retrograde or whatever causes technology not to function optimally. Anyways, we are going to be chatting with my cousin and dear friend Kendra, and she and I have not seen each other probably since we were, I don't know, young kids. But we connected in a business way, and yeah, we have something fun and exciting to share with you guys.
There,
So
it
we're gonna
worked.
say,
It worked.
I love it.
Can you hear me good?
I can.
Okay, good. Great.
Awesome. Well, welcome to what I like to call the Real Raw Mama Spotlight, which is I love spotlighting other people's stories. And I was just sharing how you and I are cousins, but we haven't seen each other in a long time, but we reconnected. Well, we've been on Facebook because, we have lots of friends on Facebook, but we never really get to keep up with people the way that we'd like to.
Totally.
And yeah, I wanted to highlight how you and I have been working together in a way that has brought inspiration into your life, and it's really brought inspiration into mine to just introduce people to something that has really just been a transformative journey centered around your views around money, your time, your value, your worth. Something else you mentioned was mental health, which I think is huge, especially for mothers.
Yes.
So yeah, share a little bit about your journey with legacy builders, and we'll just kind of chat a little bit more about the finer details of that, the 2-hour workday, and how it's shifted things in your world.
Yeah, definitely. Like when I first was just in search of something where I could get an income from home because I had my new baby boy and it was the whole nursing experience, which was kind of new for me too. And just one of those Velcro babies. And I just love loving on him. He's my last. So I'm like, it was really important to me to be able to do something from home. And I kept seeing your videos and seeing different things. And it just really inspired me to learn more. And when I researched, I'm like, how much better can this get? Growing on this, but also making an income is I really was craving that growth and something where I'm learning every day. I really crave that besides just the mundane tasks that the mothers are used to doing with all the kiddos around and stuff. So that was, my goal. But with all the other stuff that it provides, I think the mindset training has been one of the most beneficial things for my life because not only can it help in the business and when I'm staying goal oriented and going down with my tasks for the day, those are great, but it also is I'll be in a different part of my day dealing with family or doing other things, and I use some of that mindset training and some of the things that I learned in those aspects, and it's completely changing just the way I think. And obviously the people around me, because if I'm in a better mood, then it's going to make my kids less, things like that. So it's just it's been phenomenal so far. I just can't wait to keep learning and keep growing because I'm just starting, and getting through the lessons and stuff is it's fun too because it's not oh, it's another video. It's oh, there's another video and look how long this one is. That's how much more information I get. So I've been loving it so far. I
Well,
was really
I really love I mean, I think this is definitely for everyone, but it really makes me feel so good when I hear mamas who feel excited about something, because not that being a mother isn't the most important, amazing,
yeah,
beautiful job ever, but it's something for you that
yes, it's completely,
can reignite your passion for whatever it is that you like to do.
yeah,
And we like to make money too,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, that helps. We would like to contribute. Yeah,
Yeah, and to be able to buy things for ourselves and just remind us that we're powerful and that we are amazing connectors, and we really do want to evolve and grow in different ways that are beyond just our children,
yeah,
and I think that's so important for mothers to never lose sight of, is just the skill set that you develop that's just for you, you
yes,
know.
yes. And I love
And so I've really loved this particular journey for me because it's brought up a lot of, like I said, my own fears and doubts around money and my time and my worth and my value. And I've been an entrepreneur since I was like a kid, pretty much. But I have dabbled in network marketing, affiliate marketing, and all the different types of marketing.
Yeah.
And I've had some successes and I've had a lot of losses, and I've lost a lot of money and I've lost a lot of time. Although I don't really consider anything to be a loss of time, because where you put your energy is always going to teach you something.
Totally.
Whether or not you gained money or lost money. But with this, it was kind of a different thing for me to wrap my head around, because it was like I've never been able to receive 100% commission off of something I've sold before. And so I had to wrap my mind around that aspect of it at first. But then once I did, and I made my first couple sales after a couple weeks, I was like, wow, this is freaking amazing. To be able to make $900 in one sale is like unheard of for a lot of affiliate marketers. And I don't even feel like I'm selling anything to anybody at the end of the day. I feel like I'm offering somebody a wealth of information. And whether they choose to go down that path and actually, show up every day for the journey is entirely up to them. And the journey doesn't have to be, oh, you make your money back in 24 hours. The journey could be like, you start it and you come back to it later. It's always going to be there for you. It's a skill set that you can always return to, and it's a skill set that I think you can apply to any area of your life. And I by no means have not even begun to master the 2-hour workday. I think you're probably even better at it than I am, just to be real with you. So can you share a little bit about your journey with like the 2-hour, like learning to truly master the 2-hour intentional workday?
So with like mine, I try to be intentional about, like, I'm a planner. I make lists of lists of lists. So I'm like, okay, here's my list for the day. And it's basically when my child naps. When my child naps, I go to that list and I'm like, what's first on the list? Usually it's one of the videos in the community, or, doing some of my posting on the online ads. But I will like intentionally lay that out. And then if he wakes up and I didn't finish it, it's okay. I just set it down, go deal with it, be a mom, go back. And usually I can get everything done while he's doing his couple naps throughout the day, and it's spread out. He's got 3 big brothers. So it's like really great when he is awake and I want to hop on and get something done, because they just go play for a little bit or whatever. But I want to be there. I want to be there during those times. So usually it's just when the house is quiet and the baby's taking a nap and I'm able to get it done. There's been a couple evenings where everyone's gone to sleep, and then I'll hop on and do a couple things. But for the most part, I mean, that's my 2-hour workday. I base it off my child's schedule, and it's been working. I just have to set an intention of what it is that I'm getting done so I can stay organized.
I love that. Well, and that's what's really cool, is that you can fit it in. It's not like making it like it has to be done in 2 hours. I start at this time and I end at this time, because a lot of us moms, we don't have that privilege. I'll call it, because it is a privilege to be able to work without interruption. And anyone who's a mom knows that your nervous system is like over here and over here and over here. So it's like the spaces of time that you get in when you can. And that's also part of like my journey of like giving myself grace and recognizing like, okay, Jessica, this is like where you're at on your journey. Like, you're not like somebody who gets to go to an office and gets 2 hours of time to themselves. And so it's about learning how to create your own intentional 2-hour workday, which is like maybe 30 minutes here and 30 minutes there or whatever. But it's like creating those activities of like, okay, I'm going to go on TikTok and I'm going to connect with this many different accounts so that I can get these followers. And then I'm going to make my videos, and then I'm going to edit them, and then I'm going to take Sunday and I'm going to have my content set up for the week. And like, this is still something that I'm learning how to do. And I'll just divulge, I have somehow in like the first 60 days, I made like $9,000, which I'm like so grateful for. And I didn't even learn how to master the 2-hour workday yet. And so it's like, I'm still working on that. And that's like the thing, is like, you will see the energy that you put out there directly reflects like kind of like what's being returned to you in a lot of ways. Because when I first found out about this, I was sharing it in my story, and I was showing up every day with a post, or at least some kind of post. And then for a while I fell off for a while, and even now I'm finding it like, okay, like I got to get back into my rhythm and things. And so it's an ever evolving journey. And it isn't for me, it's become so much more than the money that's coming to me. It's like so much more centered around like my awareness of like how intentional I am with my time on a daily basis
Mm-hmm.
in every area of my life, and just getting very clear about like what my message is to the world, to myself, and how I want to show up in that.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like it reflects, and like you said, it comes back. Like just manifesting and putting it out there about this is the life you want. You have to have an intent in everything that you do during the day, and it will come back. And like when it does, because it will if you keep doing that, like it's shocking. But at the same time, it's like, why wasn't I doing this the whole time? Why was I not just, but that wasn't my time to learn it then, and I wasn't at my line where I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing the negative thinking. I'm not, I have to just like grow in a way that's positive and also leave that like we say, that legacy for our children. And so I want them to like look up to me and be like, look at mom, she can still do that and do all this stuff with us. So it's like, it's possible. It's not always just like the typical thing like, that you learn from school. So it's really exciting for sure. The 2-hour workday is probably my favorite part about it. That was like the part where I was like, I can do that. That's possible for me. It's not like I got to go to an office even for 2 hours or anything. So, and it doesn't have to be consistent. So that was probably the make or break for me, because if I'm able to build this and do this in 2 hours, I don't know anything else where I can. And like you said too, 100% commission, that's like unheard of in all digital stuff. So
Well, and that's nothing. If you don't know about digital marketing, like digital marketing currently is like $1 billion a day industry. It's not going anywhere by any means. It's only getting bigger. More and more digital products are being created every day. You certainly don't need to choose this digital product. The reason I chose this digital blueprint personally was because of the woman who brought it to me is a dear friend of mine, also a single mom. And then when I looked at the woman who is behind this, Michelle O'Neill, like her energy to me is like very pure and magnetic. And she is just teaching you a skill set that is like life changing. And she tells it like it is, but she's like that mom that like she says it with kindness, but
yeah,
she's like, you got to do this. And
yeah,
if you don't show up for this, like it's not going to happen for you. And also, if you do show up for this, like even if you don't make it every single day, but if you chose for a year, the next year of your life, and you showed up as much as you can every single day intentionally for 2 hours, like just think of what could happen.
yep,
And I have to remind myself of that because a lot of us, we want this like get rich quick, or it's got, if it doesn't happen in 1 week, then it can't be true.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
immediate gratification, everything must happen now, otherwise it doesn't work.
yeah. No, it's not like that too. Like the journey has been like the biggest part about it. It's like amazing because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all. Like I just thought that I was going to be learning some new kind of tech stuff and like figuring this out and this out. And it's like, it's so much more than that. So much more than that.
So where do you see like your life a year from now following this 2 hour intentional workday? Like what is the legacy and the vision that you have for where you're going with this?
I mean, I would just like to like continue what I'm doing, but like also just hope that I can spread it to other people so that it can impact their life as well, because that's super meaningful. Like just like being a mom and knowing that like there's so many other moms that are like, this space in here isn't always great. And like that's probably the most important thing to me financially. Every time I hop up on that computer or put intention in what I'm doing towards it, I just keep envisioning that new house that I'm going to have for my kids, and they're all going to have their own bedroom because I've got them crammed in one bedroom right now. And it's just things like that that you just have to manifest and keep going. But spreading it to other moms is like really meaningful and powerful, and being able to do it together and just like have the support, and not necessarily like combining your businesses or anything like that, but just like being there for each other, and how we check in on Saturdays with some of the other mamas and stuff, and just kind of like share fun little things that we've learned or done and that worked or didn't work. And like so I just love that sense of community. It's been really empowering because it can be really lonely, like being just like a stay-at-home mom. I have a ton of friends and I have a really great supportive family and a of course I have my 4 kids and my husband, but it can get super lonely. So when you can like go in and check in with someone about like something else where you're like have those same goals and those same priorities, it's like it's just really empowering. Helps me get through my day, seriously.
I love that. Well, that's also one of the things that I really love about what Michelle shares is that I think that her goal is to help 1,000 people become a millionaire this year.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
She's
love to be one of them, but I don't know if I'm ready to step into that yet.
yeah.
but maybe in 2025, we'll see. Um, but I think that is kind of another thing that like came to me this week is like it has to go beyond me. Otherwise, I'm not just gonna do it
Yeah.
for me. It
Yep.
has to be like a bigger why, which there's my son and all of that. But I recently hired a really expensive business coach for my podcast and for my own personal brand. And I told myself forever that I didn't want to be a coach, that I didn't want to coach anybody, but now I'm like being like called to it to like help mompreneurs with developing practices through nightly rituals and daily rituals and different things. And part of the legacy builders to me is like built into that. And so really for me is like I realized like this is not about me. I mean, it is for me, but it's not really about me. It's about what I'm here to share, like you said, with other mothers, with other women, to really inspire them to really remember who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're moms, and yes, like you're amazing as mothers, but like you're also so much more than just a mother. Like your own beacon of light, and
Yeah.
you have gifts to offer to the world.
Yeah. And if you're only going to be better in those other aspects of your life, wife, mother, whatever it is, when you can be that beacon. Because when you're just like totally lost in the ocean yourself, like, how are you supposed to be like helping all these other people? It's like exhausting. It's exhausting. So it's given me that power back, and I'm really thankful for that for
And
sure.
you can do it all in the comfort of your own home in front of a little camera on a little piece of technology. I'm like, thank
Oh,
you, universe, that I was born during this time.
seriously, like it seems like absolutely crazy even like 10 years ago, but where we are now, it's like if you're not doing this, if you're not like taking social media into it where there's like billions and billions of people on there, like why not expand like that and use that.
I mean, and that's the part too that I have to remind myself and others is like, if you're already on social media, like you're already in these
Yeah,
spaces, like
yeah.
you might as well be like compensated for like sharing your gifts, sharing
Yep.
your light.
Yep. Exactly.
So if anyone watching this, if you know Kendra, reach out to her to learn more. I'm actually today going to do a walkthrough, and you're
Okay.
welcome to jump on, and you're welcome to send anyone, and I'll of course send them back to you. But yeah, I think because a lot of people I started realizing after Candy shared about it is that some people just can't wrap their brains around
Yeah.
like what this all is.
Yeah.
And so I feel like taking them on an in-depth journey of just like, hey, this is the inside of the community. This is
Mm-hmm.
also like, these are the videos we watch every day. This is
Mm-hmm.
how you set up your account. All these different things kind of helps people realize like, oh, I'm getting like almost, I think Mahala was like, there's like over $10,000 worth of information
Mm-hmm.
inside this portal, if
Yeah.
you will. And I mean, Mahala knows her stuff. She's taken so many different trainings and courses and different
Mm-hmm.
things, and she's digested so much of the information. And she's like, "Wow, Jessica, like there is like so much amazing information in here."
Yeah.
And it's not just about teaching you how to resell this digital blueprint. It's also about teaching you skills that I can take. Like I have wellness products that I love, and I can take it and I can apply it to those products, or I can apply it to my coaching program that I'm
Mm-hmm.
developing, or my podcast, or whatever it is. It's teaching you a skill set of how to share your authentic story, how to show up consistently with intention, and how to center it around a 2-hour workday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yes, sign me up because I want
Yeah.
to share most of my time with people, places, and things that I love and not be like frantically online all the time.
Yeah, that's like the big part of it too, like because I didn't really understand at first what it was, and I'm like researching and looking at the videos and stuff, and once I grasped like that it's automated too, and like I could just set this up and then like still go out and about and like then get a sale, like I'm just out grocery shopping or like whatever, because I have tried some other online things before, and you gotta be going back and forth, and you're checking your DMs and you're doing this and that and going, it's like I don't want to do all that. I'm happy to answer questions and like, forward people in the right direction and things like that, but I don't have to be that sales lady all the time and be there in person or even electronically to make the sale. It's just there. It just does it for me. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
win.
or manage people. I love network marketing, but I do not like building teams of people or managing people
Yeah.
or being on call constantly or any of
No,
that stuff. It's exhausting to me.
yeah. My own
And
schedule.
so this is like cuts that out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And there's nobody like above you or below you or anything like that. Like it doesn't, it's my own thing entirely, just like it's your own thing entirely. We can just like work together to discuss anything if we want. But yeah, that's a really good part about it too, for sure.
Well, thanks for joining me. And yeah, we'll have to do this again. And I'll break this up into clips so that we can share it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes clips are better than longer because people's attention span is short.
Oh,
But
yeah, we learned that.
yeah, but yeah, I just think sharing our personal stories is like the most magnetic, authentic way that we can attract like the right people to us because we're
Yeah.
not for everyone. Like you have your
Yeah.
own avatar, I have mine avatar. It might be a little bit different. There's some similarities, but like everybody's got their tribe. And
Yeah.
so it's really just about like keep showing up, keep sharing your story, and the right people are always going to find you.
Yep. I feel like just when it happens is when it's supposed to happen and who and all that will align just how it's supposed to. I don't want to force anything on anyone ever. That's just not my game at all. So yeah, really big thank you to have me on here. It was fun.
Oh, thank you. Well, next time you can invite me on, and we'll do it again
Yes.
in another version. And actually, what you just said reminded me of an amazing book I'm listening to right now by can't remember his name at the moment, but it's called The Surrender Experiment,
Oh,
and it's just about that. It's about like being intentional, but also just like allowing whatever to be will be
yeah,
when it is. You know?
exactly. Because if you try to like expect everything or have a timeline, you're just gonna like probably get disappointed because that's not how life is. Everything is just, I'm a big believer of happening when it's supposed to, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me. Have a happy Monday. It's going to be
Bye.
an amazing, magical week and calling
Yeah.
in all kinds of not just sales, but calling in the right people to like see this message and all of the messages we share throughout the week.
Yes,
So,
definitely. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.